Okay, both batteries are going dead on me here. Anyway, I talked about the gutters out front. They're done. Better than they were, actually. But, you know, they held up there. The house was built in the 60s, so. Anyway, the drum has 2 gallons of gas in it. It's all cleaned out and everything, but I said I want to put 2 gallons of gas in it. Maybe a little bit more. And I switched it back and forth. I flipped it over, let it lay on its side for a half an hour. Switched it, flipped it up on the top, let it sit for a while. Switched it over on this side, let it lay. So the course of a couple hours, it's been switched around completely a couple times. And so tomorrow I'll drain that and let it sit open for a few minutes and make sure everything evaporates, and then I can start putting some diesel in it. So I just went over there and worked on one of the antennas that is hanging too low. Hopefully tomorrow I can get that roof done, that they're shrink wrap. Because I put it up there last time and it lasted almost 7-8 years or so, I guess. So I get a lot of time out of it. And it lets the light through for me. And there's also plastic corrugated up there as well. But some of that is starting to crack because of the weather. Over here is cleaned up somewhat. Still have to get this pile in the hole over there on the other side. This I'm going to run over it a half a dozen more times. I fixed the broken wire that was underground here. So that's fixed. The door's coming out of there tomorrow. And then I'm going to get the rake over here and clean up some of this. Flatten that down. There's 2 pieces of concrete under there because there's a water pipe under there. And it's only about 5 inches underground. I don't want to take a chance of hitting it with a tractor or a shovel or anything like that. So I had 2 pieces of concrete about 2.5 feet by 3 feet, 18 inches thick. So I'm 3 inches thick. So I put them both there, so the water pipe area is covered, so I can't chop into it by mistake. I moved the job boxes over here. I found a piece of fence that was laying over here. The wood that was laying over here, we stacked it up there because now I can kind of just go through it and cut it up and either throw it away, burn it, or there is a couple of pieces there that are good because there was also a tarp under here, which I didn't know because I probably did it about 5 years ago. And there was some wood rolled up in it, and believe it or not, the wood was still good. Alright, so anyway, that's it for now. The gutter's done, the antenna's done, the drum is done. This is almost done, half an hour and this will be cleaned up. And the lawn done. The wife did the front lawn and the back lawn. Both here and back there. And over there. There's probably, well, there's a piece over there she didn't get to, only because I got to get all that brush out of the way. It's probably about 60 feet by 80 feet. And, oh, I got the tree back up. I don't know how it's going to last. We'll see. If it dies, it dies. But we'll see what happens. Alright, guys. Talk to you later. I just took the hammer gun and bam, stuck it in there. So every weather one has that. Realigned it, cleaned it, it's done. Came back here, started cleaning up that corner over there, as you can see. So that's all done. Well, it's not done. I still have to pick up this pile. And I'll throw this over in that hole on the other property. And then next year, a year after, oh, here we got. One is, there was a broken wire underground. So I fixed that. That's why it's all like it is right now. I'm going to keep running over it and pack it down. I got to run over that. There's 2 pieces of 3-inch thick by maybe 3 feet by 2.5 feet pieces of concrete, because there's a water pipe that goes under this pipe. Once it hits beyond that door, it goes underground and under there. And I wanted to make sure that I had some type of support, so if I were to go over there with a shovel or the backhoe, front loader, whatever, I don't have to worry about hitting it. So I'm going to have just a little mound over it so you can't trip. And I'm just letting that sit there for now. But we got all this wood out of here because there's a pile of wood sitting here. We got the wood up to find out there was tarps and everything else under there. So now I gotta get that door off there. The tree had come down next door. It actually took part of this fence out, but when it did, it pushed out the bottom part of the fence and stretched it. So we put the door up temporarily because it happened in the middle of winter time. And at that point, we had since stretched everything, pulled everything, redid everything, so I can get that door out of there now as well. There's some windows down there I want to get over here, get it out of the way. This piece of PVC pipe, I'm going to end up cutting that and stacking it. Pavers, yeah, I moved the job boxes over here. And the battery went dead, so I have no idea where it went dead, but basically I'm just cleaning up around here just in case it went dead before I had a chance to notice it. But job boxes removed, this is done, that's ready. The legs are holding up. I flipped it, I flopped it, I pulled it up with half a barrel of water in it with the bucket by the legs. They held. That's clean, it's dried, it's ready. It has 2 gallons of gas in it right now, however, so I've been rolling